Bienvenido and Wahing. I hope each and every one of you feels welcome. It is Destiny back in the house on the next topic. Listen, this topic is about giving people their flowers while they're on this side of the dirt. Yes. I did a similar topic earlier tonight. Don't know when it'll get posted. So, Mental Health Monday, just generally talking about being kind to people because we don't know their mental states. That's not really what this is about. This is really just about giving people their flowers while they're on this side of the dirt. It taps into that same type of thing. It's just like be kind for no reason at all. A lot of times we are intentional. We're kind because we want something. We're kind because we want a certain outcome, or we need something in 2 or 3 weeks, so let me do something nice today. Like, yeah, that conditional type stuff, yeah. I just think we should give people their flowers, their accolades, their compliments, their kudos while they're still here. And the reason I say that is because when we don't, it is so sad to know that people actually fall in the category of feeling foolish after someone has passed on. Let's sit in that. Like, I did you no good while you were here. I talked about you, ridiculed you, betrayed you, cheated on you, disrespected you, disregarded you. I did all the things that were not good and horrible while you were here. I could have done something different because I had the option to do better. Now you're gone, and now I'm feeling foolish, and I could have, should have, and maybe had I done it. Do it. Just do it. Don't go into that category and be that person that has to walk around and feel foolish because person's gone. You didn't do anything while they were here because you chose to do all the horrible, bad things while they were here. Now they're gone, and then you got all the thoughts in your head about what you could have done. You have the opportunity to be a better person to anybody that's in your life while they're on this side of the dirt. Do better now. Yes. I said it. Yes, do it while they're here on this side of the dirt. Give them their flowers, maybe even some butterflies, maybe some butterflies, maybe some birds. I don't know. Give them all types of pretty, colorful things of nature. Give them some green, give them some money, give them some hugs and some kisses. Be kind to people. This is not even a long video. It's just cute, short, sweet, and simple. Give people their flowers while they're still here on earth, while you still can see them breathe, enjoy them, appreciate them. They can appreciate what you've given them. They can thank you. You can have good times together. You can talk about the gifts and the love and the flowers that you gave them. Just do the work while people are still here that you love and care about. Don't let it be too late. I'm going to tell a quick story. My mother and I weren't in a bad place when she passed away. We weren't in the best place. She's been gone for some years, right? I don't beat myself up about it. I did when she passed away because it was just a minor little stupid little tiff we had. And it always made me think for like 2 to 4 years after she passed, I wouldn't fall out with anybody. My mind was I would never be at any odd, great or small, with anybody for the rest of my life because it's not worth it. And then when they dead and gone, you're like, oh my gosh, like, mm-mm. And again, the story will be a little bit too long. I don't want to put it in this video. Maybe I'll just do another whole video about where my relationship was with my mom when she passed. I'll just maybe do a video about it. But anyway, it was something really stupid and silly we had kind of had a tiff about. Wasn't even important. It wasn't like we weren't speaking. We were just kind of like, yeah, whatever. I went to my corner, she went to her corner type of thing. But what happened was I was off somewhere watching some children, and my mom called and said, hey, I'm sick, I'm going to the hospital. She was already ill, so we knew that. And I was like, oh wow, like, and I wasn't where I had just left one state and had just come to the state where my mother was. So I hadn't established a lot of stuff yet. I didn't have my own car yet. I had just gotten here. Didn't have my own car. Hadn't been here a month and a half. So I was just getting a lot of stuff in order from one state to the next state. So I was like, oh gosh, and I'm stuck here watching these children without a car, and it was a whole, not a mess, but just a lot going on where I wasn't able to just pack up the kids and drive back to the house and check on them. So she went to the hospital one Thursday night, She lasted 3 days and passed away. Again, I mean, she called me and told me she was going to the hospital. So that's why I said our fallout wasn't that grand. Um, we spoke in the hospital Friday. Well, Mama, what are the doctors saying? Saturday. Well, Mama, what are the doctors saying? And then when she started to sound a little loopy and like, I'm like, this is not my mom. She's in the hospital. She's going to ask the tough questions and get all the answers. She was starting to sound like she didn't know. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know this voice, what this is. So then that was time for everybody to come together and get to the hospital. So she was there for 2 days. I still couldn't get to her. But baby, when I got to her, then that's when I realized by that time she had started to hallucinate. I didn't know what hallucination was, if I'm honest. I didn't. Anyway, I don't want to talk too much about it because I will do a specific video about that whole transition and whatnot. But anywho, when she passed, again, she called me to say, hey, I'm going to drive myself to the hospital. I felt bad. Like, oh my gosh, I'm not there. I'm just getting in this state. I don't have my license for the state yet and all this stuff. And I was just like, yeah, I can't do anything. But she was good to get herself to the, and I said, you don't want to call the ambulance? And I think she drove herself or whatever. She might have called an ambulance. I think she drove herself. I can't remember now. It's been too many years. But nonetheless, she got to the hospital. She was there. We talked 2 days straight. And then finally, we had to get to the hospital. And so, we were okay. The little tiff we had the day before, and she went to the hospital on a Thursday. So we had the tiff probably that Tuesday or Wednesday. It wasn't even big enough for her to be like, I'm just going to go to the hospital. I'm not going to call my daughter. Wasn't even that big. I still beat myself up about it. I didn't like the fact that we had even that stupid moment and we had another one a little bit before that. Because again, I'm just getting to the state. I hadn't lived with and or around my mom for years. So it was like learning somebody new all over. That's my mother. She brought me here. But we hadn't lived. So honey, me learning her ways and my ways, and we were just kind of clashing. I got my OCD from her, but she seems to have not been as OCD. So she's looking at some of the things I'm doing like, girl, what is you doing? And why are you doing this? And why are you doing? Like, Mom, I got this craziness from you. You know, we were having fun with it, but sometimes we were bumping a little bit of heads. It was a lot. Anywho, I felt bad that in the short period of time that I moved to my mother's state, that we spent a lot of times doing the car cutoff, and this is where we were. So we spent a lot of time bickering about, you know, a lot of the things that I came in doing that was so different, which was funny because I got them all from her. But I hadn't lived around my mama for years, so apparently she's gotten older, gotten into another routine in life, so she wasn't about none of that stuff. One of the little quick things I'll give you guys as an example. I'm so OCD, when I wash clothes, I feel like my clothes need to be clean at all times. So when they're clean, I don't need to go open the washing machine door because the handle most likely is dirty and then take the clothes out, right? I would open the washing machine door and then go wash my hands because I would feel like with my OCD brain, my clean clothes need to be handled with clean hands. And then I would do the same thing for the dryer. I would go open the dryer and go wash my hands because again, I'm in my mom's house. This is her washer and dryer. I imagine she's not walking around wiping down dryer and door handles, washer handles. I don't do it in my own home, right? I do the same thing. I open those machines and I go clean my hands. So when I would do that, she would like walk by the laundry room and see the dryer door open and like, well, what are you doing? I'm like, Mom, I just went to go wash my hands. And then she'd be like, oh, girl, that don't make no sense. And I'm like, you are the one who taught me everything in the world was dirty. That's why I'm OCD now. But she's gotten older. She wasn't really tripping about stuff like that. So my habits that I continued were just weird to her, I guess, so to speak. So anywho, anyway, my little habits was just weird to her. They were different. She wasn't about it. She didn't have to be about it. They were my little things. But anywho, so we would fall out about little things like that. And so, again, I just want to encourage you all because I told you at the top of the video, we didn't have no serious fallouts. We hadn't cursed each other out, which I would never curse my mother and expect to live or have teeth in my mouth. Some people do that with parents. So it wasn't anything like that horrible. We're not speaking for days or whatever. We just had some bumps and bruises. I had just moved in with her for a temporary till I got everything together on my own. It was a lot, and she was just looking at me like, girl, you just crazy. What is you doing this for? Why are you doing that? And I'm like, Mom, just chill out. Yeah, so I do believe that our little tiff had something to do with one of my OCD moments, and we probably had a conversation about it. And I was like, Mom, just look, I'm like this because of you. If you don't understand it or whatever, just let it go. Leave it alone. I don't want to talk about it. Something to that nature. And when she went to the hospital, again, like I said, it wasn't horrible. We spoke, she called me, we talked until it was like, okay, this seems serious. It was serious enough that we needed to get to the hospital, and we did. And she lasted in the hospital for 3 days. She went in on Thursday. Can I even say 3 days? She went to the hospital Thursday. If I make no mistake, she passed on Sunday. So the short amount of time that I went to live with her, I didn't spend time giving my mother her flowers. Now, let me say this because this is very important. I did, however, give my mother her flowers the day I got there. We talked about so much years of past that we really couldn't be at each other, holding each other, loving each other. There was a period in time when my mom just did some phenomenal things from my life that I needed at the time. I think so. I did the day I got there, and my mom has always been this person. You can say, "Ma, I love you." "Ma, I love you." Whatever. That was my mama. So the fact that I poured my heart out and thanked her for even about caring for my grandmother. I said, your health has been declining. I thank you for still taking care of grandma. You got her in a really nice nursing home. And I just thanked her for being, the matriarch of the family and taking care of so many responsibilities. My mom was looking at me like, girl, you do. You done. All right, girl. That was just my mama. She was a tough love type of mother. So I did try to pour into her all types of love and appreciation. It wasn't received well, but it didn't hurt my feelings. That was my mother. That's been her all my life. But I did at least have that conversation with her. And it was probably like a long Martin Luther King speech to her because we were about to have dinner. And I think I said the prayer. And I said, before we eat, I want to say some things to you. And I think the speech was like long. And that's probably why she was like, girl. So, but I needed, it was in my heart. I wanted to get it out. So with that being said, I encourage you, give people their flowers while they're on this side of the dirt. Um, I did it to some degree. I still felt bad that I wasn't in the best positive light with my mom when she passed away. I'll forever carry that. I don't beat myself up about it anymore, but I'll forever carry that. So that's just my takeaway. Someone in your life, a parent, relative, whoever, you love them, you care about them, do the work with them now. Give them their flowers. Show them love and appreciation now so that you don't fall in that category of the coulda, shoulda, wouldas, and I didn't do this and I. That's just a takeaway. I hope you all will have something positive to think about that, maybe to drop in the comments and add to that. Thank you for watching. Like the video, share. Stay tuned. Keep watching. I appreciate you all. Y'all have a good one. Y'all know this is kind of a little bit of an emotional topic, so I'm in my thoughts. But anyway, I'm going to hop off of here. See you next time.